What's up, guys? Hey, it's our regular Wednesday live stream. Facebook, this is a different look for you guys. I'm talking to Facebook and Instagram. I don't know why, but somehow, some way, Facebook is not allowing us to do the wide way anymore on the live stream. So you guys are up and down, and that's really strange. Okay, maybe we'll fix that. Maybe not. Anyway, Instagram, you guys are, Instagram, what am I talking? YouTube, you guys are still cool. We are here today at Electric Violin Shop with the ForteVio Violin. We just got this thing in. I saw this at NAMM. These guys, their booth was tucked around like all the way in the back, downstairs and around some corners, and like you had to walk past like like an animal farm or something, and some cotton candy vendors or whatever. Took me forever to find it, but I'm really glad I did, because this is a cool instrument. I like this a lot. And when I first played it at NAMM, I'll be honest, like it felt good, but it's a little hard in a super noisy room to tell whether something sounds good. And I don't know what was going on with the amp that we were plugged into, but it just sounded really bright and brittle and crispy, and I was not really like super excited about the sound, but I'm glad that we got it in here, because it is not bright and it is not crispy and it is not sizzly, which is what it sounded like to me there. Valentine, what's going on? So those of you that are on YouTube, I'm just going to sort of translate over. Valentine, the maker of this violin, is with us on Facebook right now. And so if you guys have any questions about this instrument, we can ask Valentine and he can give us the answer, and I'll just tell everybody what he said. So Valentine lives in the UK now, and he makes these instruments. He's been making violins for a long time, but switched over, is making electric violins as of, not too terribly long ago. But this is, he's got several designs. There's a bunch of different body designs. This one is called the Feather. And it's basically, if you look at it, it's basically like an acoustic violin that somebody took a saw to it and cut it apart. And so it's got some real traditional shapes and looks to it, but it's got that sound too when you knock on it. Listen, right? It's sort of got that violin body sound to it. It's funny, right after I posted a picture of this on Instagram from NAMM, it was like my phone started blowing up. People started texting me like, dude, what is that instrument? And I need to know more. So I said, you know what? We need to get one of these in. It's got a handy place to just grab your hand if you want to hold it. If you want to, like luggage, this could be your carry-on luggage. Just walk on the airplane. There you go. So yes. Here's the instrument. Price point, I know people are going to ask. Neighborhood of $2,500. Okay, once we haven't really ironed out all the exact details about how this thing gets to the U.S. from the U.K. and taxes and shipping and import nonsense and all that. But your price is going to be neighborhood of $2,500. Okay, so let's play the instrument. doesn't allow you to play your octaves perfectly, though. That's not true. I missed the octave. So let's talk about some features on this instrument. One of the first things I noticed, because the first thing I do with the violin is I go to tune it, because I go to tune it. It has it's got the geared pegs on it, which are really fantastic on this instrument. Also, you'll notice the headstock on this is really cool. Check out the headstock on that. No, oh yeah, Facebook people. Look at the headstock on that. Pretty cool. And then, yeah, the neck feels really nice on this. It's got sort of traditional shape to the body. This is their own. Show you this pickup, and then I'm going to show you something in just a second. This is, unfortunately, this is the old style pickup. They have a new style pickup, and looky here, I have a picture. I didn't have the actual pickup to show you, but here's the picture. You can see there's an adjustment wheel. It's the same elements on the new pickup, but it's got adjustment wheels. So on the new pickup, you can actually raise it and lower it. In case you're one of them weird people that likes a high action, or if you're one of the cool people that likes a low action. Guess which one I like. What's up, Joseph? You're in New York or something today, right? Cold up there. So yes, this is a passive instrument, so there's no issues with any of your wireless devices. This little Line 6G10 works just fine on here. Guess you can see like into the back of this thing, kind of cool. You know, like if you wanted to store like some fruits or nuts back in there, if you think you might get hungry in the middle of a performance, just sort of stick you know, some dried fruit or something back in there. Shouldn't vibrate at all. Passive aggressive, no sir. I always go straight to aggressive. Buenas tardes, ¿cómo está? Bienvenido. So yes, very nice instrument. Sounds fantastic. We've got this one for sale at our shop now, and like I said, neighborhood of $2,500. We have not ironed down like exact dollars and cents, but you know, $2,500. What's a few nickels between friends, right? And then, so Valentine, who is here on Facebook, if you guys didn't hear me mention that, you're seeing him comment here. He is the maker of this instrument. So anybody who has any questions about the instrument, you can ask them on Facebook, and Valentine can answer those for you. His website is ForteVio.com, ForteVio, ForteVio.com. He does do custom instruments. Oh, bueno, gracias, amigo. So there are 6 different colors that he can do. There are 3 different headsets, I think. He can do 4, 5, and 6 strings. He's got 2 different tail pieces. He's got this one, and then there's like a block that mounts, a wooden block that mounts onto the instrument, and the strings attached to that. So it's more of a modern look than the standard traditional tailpiece. And then the new bridges are adjustable as well. Same pickup element, so it's going to sound like this, but it just looks a little different, and it's got a little more functionality. So yes, that's what's going on there. I have no idea what key I started or ended in, but it is one of them letters. So yeah, it's a really nice sounding instrument. Honestly, I like it a lot. Feels good, sounds good, looks good. I really don't know what more you want to know about these instruments. Any questions? Any questions about it? Valentine's here to answer your question. You woke up in like the middle of the night in the UK or something. So in the UK, it's like 9 o'clock at night. So, el violin Cantini que la compras super maravilloso. Ah, sí, sí, es un buen instrumento. We got people on YouTube over here talking in Spanish, but it's okay. Yo puedo hablar eso también. So, yeah, just it's a good looking instrument. It sounds good. It looks good, and you should buy 3. We'd have to order the other 2. We've got this one, 5-string. We'll get this up on our website soon. That's a new way to play right there. Are they easy to play 4-string? Yeah, yeah. So good question about switching from 4-string to 5-string. It generally takes a minute, and I think it's easier if you don't look. If you're looking down the fingerboard and you're used to seeing 4 strings, and you look and all of a sudden there's a middle string, your brain kind of goes, I don't know what to do with this middle string. If you don't look, and the first thing that people usually do when they pick up a 5-string, they go right to the C, right? Oh, and they do. They sound amazing. They feel really good. Like that C string is shaking under your chin. There's a lot of haptic feedback there, which is really nice. But I think it sort of impedes your ability. And people start down here. You know, people will start at the bottom and work their way up. It's actually probably easier for your brain if you start at the top and work down. So if you start at the top and start working down, it gives your brain a second to start thinking about these things. And yeah, Richmond, Virginia, you're not far, man. You're just a couple hours. You ought to just pop down. It's not far. It's raining today. I'm looking outside. It's raining today, so maybe not the perfect day. But the best thing to do to try these things out is just come here. I mean, people fly in from all over the world. If you can drive here in a couple hours, you should totally come in. We are open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we carry violins from over 20 different manufacturers. Obviously, not all of those will be in stock all the time, but we try to have we've got a fairly wide selection of stuff just hanging on the wall, let alone what's in the back room. We try to keep most things. So it's a little weird. You know, people will buy us out of stock on certain things, and we got to order them and have them come in. But yeah, we try to stay in stock with as many things as we can. So when people come in to try things, there should be a lot of options. So what else? Like nobody ever plays up that high on the C string. That's silly. You shouldn't do that. You have other strings. You got all these strings. Why are we shifting? Just, go on another string. No questions, really? You guys are all sort of just today, everybody's just watching. All right, it's cool. It's rainy and nasty outside. It's February. It's cold. Everybody's depressed. Football season's over. Nothing to watch on TV. Except The Bachelor. You can watch The Bachelor. My wife watches that. You guys want to watch The Bachelor? Don't do that. Just practice instead. Okay, so no questions. This would be a short and sweet little live stream. What sort of fiddle it is? Yeah, there we go. There's a question. It's a Forte-Vio is the name. Debbie, it's always sunny in Southern California, except when I'm in town and then it's freezing cold. Every time I'm in SoCal, I like to freeze to death. Yeah, this is a ForteVio violin, handmade in the UK. If you guys are tuning in late, Valentine, the owner and maker of these instruments, is here on Facebook right now. If you have a question for him, you can be like, hey, bro, I would like to know I'd like to know what kind of wood this is made of. I would like to know what color your socks are. Whatever question you have. What is the weight of this violin? Well, I didn't weigh it like with a scale, but it sounds, it's light. I mean, it's called a feather for a reason. Yeah, not doing any cantinis today. Sorry, we're doing the ForteVio right here. What's the sound with distortion? Distorted. Sound distorted. Sound like a guitar when you run through the distortion. It's under 600 grams. Holy crap! I knew it was light. Like the heaviest thing on this violin right now is the shoulder rest. That I'm kind of helpless without it. And yeah, people ask questions about distortion. Honestly, the distortion, there are so many different distortions and so many different ways to get distortion. I'm actually teaching, I'm actually talking in a clinic about this at ASTA in a couple weeks. There are so many different distortions that if I played you this sound distorted, it would tell you absolutely nothing about what the violin itself actually sounds like. Basic price on this guy, around 2,500 bucks. This is a 5-string. Yeah, let's talk about 5 strings. We talked about that just a minute ago. So a 5-string is a low C. So it's basically a violin and a viola all in one. So if you want to take viola players' jobs, you show up at a gig with one of these and you can read the violin chart or the viola chart. The bridge is Barbera. No, it is not a Barbera. This is made by ForteVio. It is their own design, and it's a really good sounding bridge. So you got a nice range on this bridge. It really does sound fantastic. Yeah, but not a Barbera. So it's one of the ForteVio bridges. And in the future, when we get more of these instruments in, the bridge is going to actually look a little more like this. It's going to have these little wheels in here where you can adjust the height of the bridge. Oop and doon. So yeah. Just a fabulous instrument. So if you want to go to ForteVio.com, you can see some more pictures of his other instruments. Good question. What is a good effect pedal for violin? Well, it turns out I've been messing with multi-effect pedals for, I don't know, 20 years or so. And I have yet to find many, and maybe I'm just lucky, and maybe it's because I actually try these things before I buy them, but I really haven't found a lot of multi-effects pedals that don't work well with violin. The ones that we know here are ones that so here's the thing. A violin has a very different impedance, input impedance than a guitar does. So if you have a passive piezo pickup, you're running between 1 and 10 mega ohms of impedance. And impedance has to do with like not how loud the signal is. So a guitar pickup, a magnetic guitar pickup, runs about 300,000 ohms. The violins will run 1 to 10 million ohms of impedance. So that means that the guitar pickup with a lower impedance can push its way through a circuit easier. So the violin pickup with a higher impedance, yeah, come on in. the violin pickup with this higher impedance cannot push through the circuit as easily. So then it means that if you don't have an impedance match, then your signal is going to sound all weak and thin because not all of that signal is going to come through the circuit. So basically all that to say, talking about ohms and such, yes, I will answer that question in just a second. So ohms, I had to get my train of thought back. That's all to make sure that when you buy an effects pedal, you want to make sure that it can handle the high impedance of an electric violin. If it can't, then either you need a preamp before that, or you need to, bueno, de Perú, bienvenido. Si nuestra tienda está en los Estados Unidos y la gente de todo el mundo viene aquí para tocar todos los violines, y no hay ningún otro lugar en el mundo donde es como así. Entonces, si se puede llegar aquí para probar todo, bienvenido. Si no, podemos enviar violines hasta 90 países en el mundo. Y puede comprar con confianza porque tenemos relaciones con todos los países donde podemos vender y enviar violines. Okay. Sorry, I had a question in Spanish on the other side. So somebody was asking, what was the question that you asked? Dang, I blanked. Transpose. So transposing pedals, yes, there are a couple. Pitchfork is one, and the drop pedal is the other. So if you want to look up, we carry the pitchfork and we carry the drop pedal. Both of those pedals work really well for live transposing. And basically, like the pitchfork can go in both directions. The drop pedal just goes down. It's essentially the opposite of a guitar capo. So the beautiful thing about yada yada. Hey, Michael. Awesome. And welcome from Canada. It's nice and cold up there. At least it better be warmer in Raleigh than it is down here. Or it better be warmer in Raleigh than it is in Canada. But yeah, about the transposition pedal. So if you've got a solid body instrument that basically doesn't make much sound on its own, say you're on a loud rock stage and there's amps blasting and drums splashing around, and the only thing you can really hear is what's coming out of the speakers, a transposition pedal works fantastic. Because if you kick the button on that pedal and say I play a G chord, I can transpose down a half step to what comes out the speakers is actually an F sharp chord, right? So hey, how about that? I don't have to learn to play in all 12 keys. If you're a professional player, you should know how to play in all 12 keys. But not everybody is a professional player. Maybe you got like a real job and you just want to play a couple of nights a month. Maybe you're playing at your church, or maybe you're playing at an open mic night or something, and you get up on stage and the guitar players, because they can just shift up and down the neck and use their frets, they go, you can play in D, and you just hit the drop pedal. It transposes you down a half a step. What comes out of the speakers is in D flat. You can't hear what's happening under your ear because it's really honking loud in this place. And everybody's happy. So yes, that is a thing. If you're using an acoustic electric or acoustic running under your ear, that's no bueno. You can't really use a transposition pedal if you can hear what's happening under your ear. That would suck. If you're hearing a D and what's coming out of the speakers is C sharp, no good. So that is among the things that are nice about a solid body instrument. Or I guess this is technically like a solid body violin because it doesn't, it's not going to feed back. It sort of has some properties of a regular violin. Like when I hit the body, you can hear like this violin resonance, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, if you come down, bring your violins. We'll talk about tone. I will tell you the first thing that I know about tone is that tone comes from your fingers and your soul, okay? After that, the instrument and the rig and all that stuff matters. This violin does not have MIDI. Yeah, so in-ears work. Yeah, in-ears work good. It's just the thing about having the thing about having an acoustic violin with a pickup on it, even if you've got in-ears in and you can't hear that instrument, if you're in a coffee house or something and the people in the front row can actually hear your instrument and you're using a transposition pedal, they're going to throw fruit at you. And if they didn't bring any fruit, they're going to go buy some and then come back. We had a question on YouTube just now. Can I teach myself how to play the violin? Can you teach yourself to play the violin? Yes, you can. A lot of people have done it. I wouldn't teach myself to play the violin. I would get a teacher. And the reason I say that, so the reason I wouldn't teach myself to play the violin is that playing the violin is a really unnatural thing to do. It's not that you would learn it wrong or whatever. Who cares if you're playing it wrong? If you're ham-fisting the bow. Hey, Mike Cleveland, who just won a Grammy, and he's just an amazing player, an amazing dude, and there's a documentary on him called Flamekeeper. Mike Cleveland holds a bow like with this ham fist thing. It makes classical players go insane. And they see his bow hold and they're like, there's no way this dude can play a violin like that. And he can smoke them up one side and down the other. What's up, Rob Flax? Mike Cleveland is a certified beast. And his bow hold would make people have, his teacher would stroke out if he saw that. However, it's not that I'm worried about you having some sort of wrong technique. It's that there are certain things that you do maybe naturally if you just pick up a violin and try to teach yourself, they can actually hurt you. So people have ended up with nerve impingement problems and like permanent bodily injuries from playing a violin with poor mechanics. So if you're teaching yourself to play the violin, there's a better than average chance that you're going to hurt yourself. That sounds crazy when we're talking about something that weighs like a pound, but it's happened, and it's actually happened a bunch of times. So I wouldn't recommend teaching yourself to play. How long have I been playing? Like my whole life. So yeah, you'd think I'd be better. So yeah. I mean, I don't want to discourage anybody because I think everybody should learn how to play the violin. If for no other reason than to know how freaking good Rob Flax is at the violin, because he's really good. Yeah, I would say if you can get a teacher, you should get a teacher. So there you go. How do you feel the distance from string to fingers? I'm not sure I understand the question. How much you say violin lessons should cost per hour? That is strongly dependent on the market. I would say that in Greenville, North Carolina, sort of a little backwater town about an hour and a half from here, they'll be cheaper than they would be in New York City. I'd say sort of baseline price is going to be around $50 an hour. And if you live in a cheaper place than that, it might be a little less. If you live in LA or New York or Nashville, probably a little more. So, yeah, neighborhood of $50 an hour. I've seen them up to $100 an hour. I've seen them as low as $40 an hour. So, yeah. So no, Stephen, this is not a, do I have a British-made violin? I'm playing one right now. It is a BTS bridge. It is not. It is not a Barbera pickup. This is ForteVio's own pickup. It looks a little bit like a Barbera from a distance. But if you look up closely, you can see we're getting some questions now. That's good. Why do I have a British-made violin here? We carry violins from all over the world. We've got violins from Japan and China and Brazil and Australia, mate, and Italy and France and where else? All over, even North Carolina. in Montana, California, New York, all those exotic locales like New York City. New York City. Do they sound different? Yeah, of course they sound different. It's just like electric guitars. So like a Telecaster sounds different than a Les Paul. And so when people ask, and it's a great question, and people say, well, what's the best violin? I don't know, what's the best food? I don't know, it's whatever you're in the mood for. Are tacos better than pizza? Yes, they are. Well, it depends. If you're in the mood for pizza, then no, tacos aren't better. So it's totally objective, yeah. So people will ask, you know, what's the best violin? I don't know, it's like asking like what the best shoes are. I like Chucks, but not everybody would. $30 a half hour in Virginia for, yeah, that's fair. That's a fair price. So, all right, somebody asked another question and I forgot it. I think they even asked me, ¿Cómo puedes tener confianza en nosotros cuando estamos mandando instrumentos en otro país? Porque hacemos esta cosa como 1000 veces al año. Tenemos un sitio de red que es muy profesional y puede mandar su dinero con tarjeta o PayPal o algo y enviamos el violín. Y si hay problemas, solo contáctanos y vamos a hacer cualquier que le ayuda. Okay? I hope that helps. Yes. Let's play some more. Yeah, it does have a nice clean sound. What's my favorite song in the violin? I don't know, probably one I just wrote the other day. So this is my opportunity to give a cheap plug. If you guys go to, yeah, I just made that up. If you guys go to Spotify or iTunes or any of those things, you can find my music is up there and you can purchase it and you can help a brother out because you don't want to see me in the same shirt every week. So if you buy my record, I can wear a new shirt next week, okay? You can just look up Matt Bell Violinist, and there it is. Thus endeth the commercial. Yeah, so, yeah, I would say definitely, yes, the mechanical pegs. Hey, what's up, David? If you guys have not messed, let's talk about these pegs. If you guys have not messed with Whitner pegs yet, we got some fun for you. So this looks like a regular violin peg, right? I say the A. So this is actually does not move inside the body here. There's a 3-to-1 planetary gear inside here, and watch this. So it's like having a fine tuner and a peg all in one. It looks like a peg. Your teacher will never know. The people in the audience will never know. Well, they'll know because you be in tune. That's good. But yeah, the thing with regular pegs, you're like pushing and turning. Every time the weather changes, other things are popping loose and going all over the place, and you got to cuss every time you pull the thing out. Can I play Country Roads? I can, but I'm not gonna. I really don't like that song. Ugh. So yes, Chris, did you have something you wanted to add to the conversation? He's over here working.
I know that looks suspicious, man.
Good stuff. Chris is like standing there looking at me like he's like, I want to say something. I want to say something. When's it going to be my turn? Yeah, so I'm still working on recording that. I've got a version of a Bach partita that's hopefully going to come out very soon. Very soon. I don't know if it's like one of the more fun things I've ever done or one of the more arrogant things, but I thought I'd help old Bach out a little bit. And one of his partitas is in 3. I went, let's do this in 4. So we changed it up a little bit. So yeah, hopefully that'll be coming out soon. Yeah, the people are talking about coming to visit Chuck Bontrager. Look at this guy. If you guys don't know who Chuck Bontrager is, you need to find him. He is an insanely good classical violinist. They actually gave him a degree in it, believe it or not. But he is also one of the most brutal heavy metal violinists you're ever going to come across. How you enjoying retirement, Chuck? Chuck was the principal violinist for Hamilton in Chicago, and that run ended not too long ago. So I think Chuck is mostly just hanging out in his underwear watching soccer and stuff all day now. That's what I'd be doing. So yeah, an amazingly good violinist and a super cool dude. Is it possible to buy a fretted Stingray? Not really. No, they don't sell fretted Stingrays. You could always if you come to my shop, can you try a bunch of violins? Yeah, man. Yeah, if you want to. Do I want to pick of Chuck's in his underwear watching soccer? Only if you're eating Cheetos, buddy. Yeah, you can come. You can play all the violins. So we have people do it all the time. Somebody came in just the other day and stayed here several hours and played a bunch of violins. And they maybe only knew 2 songs, and they tried them both. But no, man, do whatever you want. You want to come and try some violins? Try some violins. We're not like the stuck-up violin stores that you walk in and they're like, I don't know if we should let you play or not. No, we're probably going to make you play some stuff. We're like, hey, try this one, try that one, try this one. Look, this one's got 2 necks. Play this one. So yeah, yeah, come on in. We're we're all musicians here. So that's the cool thing. We know the deal. You got to play these things. You can't just look at them. I mean, you can just look at them. You can buy one if you want. Yeah, I will say that here's the thing about Amazon. Can I play Irish music? No. Everybody always asks me that because I'm a red-headed fiddle player, but no, I don't do any Irish music. I am amazingly terrible at Irish music. Yeah, Amazon has been one of those things that honestly, there are people that are sort of scared to buy from a website that they don't know. I just answered a question from somebody not that long ago, answered them in Spanish that they were in another country. Like, I don't know how can I know that I can trust you once I send you my money that you're going to send me a violin, right? It's a legit question. But when, so a person in Peru can order on Amazon and they know that's a trusted name. So, right, so it does open us up to some markets that maybe we couldn't get to. But I will say that they take a pretty good chunk of the money that you make when you sell something, and there's not much margin on these things to begin with. And so it's kind of been a trade-off. I will say that as a consumer, if I'm buying and I buy something on Amazon, I know that if I don't like it, I can return it, and Amazon will absolutely force those people to take it back even if they don't want to. We have a 30-day return policy. You can return that instrument for 30 days for any reason or no reason at all. We're not going to argue with you, call you names. We're not going to try to hunt you down or anything. Just send the thing back. We'll refund your money. It's no big deal, okay? Obviously, I'm happier if you keep it, you know. But yeah, if you want to send it back, we're not going to argue with you about it. I may try to find out why, so that the next time you buy an instrument, we can help you find one that you are going to like. I mean, we're a small business. You know, we're a small business. We survive because people have people have a good experience here. So yeah, I would rather you buy direct from us. Honestly, can I say that? Because there's a little more profit in it for us. Same price to you, because Amazon isn't taking a chunk. And the thing is, when you do Amazon instead of us, we are forced to make Amazon the middleman, and we're not able Like there's certain things that they won't let us do, that if you were a direct customer of ours, you're like, hey, I had a problem with this instrument. Well, we would exchange or do some stuff that maybe is the right thing to do for you, but because it's an Amazon thing, it has to go through their system. They won't let you do this or do that. It's actually so much easier for you as a customer and for us as a reseller if you just come to us directly. However, I get it. You know, if you're like, hey, I don't know if I can trust this other website. I do trust Amazon. Well, buy through Amazon, whatever. So, yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't want to buy an instrument that I can't try. You know, if I know, hey, I'm going to buy a $3,000 instrument, and if I don't like it, I'm stuck with it. I'm probably not going to buy that instrument. So yeah, we got a 30-day return policy. Basically, it costs you what it costs to ship it back to us. You know, we're not paying return shipping on the instrument, but you know, what's it cost to ship? 30, 40 bucks, whatever. That's worth it. So yeah. All right. Yeah. So if there's any more questions about the ForteVio violin, Valentine is still here. You can dump those questions in the comments. No, there are no plans for us to open up a second store somewhere. There are exactly 5 of us. So we're a small operation, and we like it in Durham. Raleigh and Durham are a really, really nice place to live, and it's cheap to live here. And I'm 15 minutes from International Airport. I can have breakfast in my kitchen, and I can have lunch in Times Square. It's actually, we're really close to pretty much everything I want to do if I hop on an airplane. I struggle to hear my fiddle when playing in a band. Hey, welcome to the world of amplified music. Do we sell in-ear, there's no in-ear pickups, but in-ear monitor systems? We're actually about to get one. So hang tight. There was a system that I saw at NAMM a couple weeks ago that we probably are going to start to carry. So as soon as we get those in, I will do a live stream on those. I've been using in-ears for almost 20 years. I know I don't look old enough. Shut up. I've been playing like loud music for over 30 years now, and I can still hear. I'm a sound engineer. I've gone to get my hearing tested, and I can still hear, and it's because I wear in-ear monitors. Is there a device that allows you to hear your violin when you're practicing? Yeah, we've got one of those coming. So you can just get just a regular headphone amp. It's a little pocket-sized thing. You run a cable from the instrument to headphone amp to your headphones. You can be as loud as you want in your ears, and nobody else has to hear you. But there is a special wireless headphones, which is the whole thing. Don't ask me about Bluetooth. Bluetooth doesn't work for live music because there's so much latency. Like you don't want to play a note and then hear it a second later. That's no good. So yes, it's called the Waza Air headphone. I'll do a live stream on it. Do I do regular live slots? Yes, pretty much every week, every Wednesday. You'd buy from us, but shipping the UK would be too expensive. Maybe, depends on what it is. If it's an instrument or something, it's not that bad. If it's like a little $50 pedal, then yeah, shipping's probably too much. So yeah, you should. We do this live stream every Wednesday at 3 o'clock. You can actually go back on our Facebook page or YouTube page. We archive all these, and we have millions of videos on our YouTube, probably less than that, but a lot of videos on our YouTube page about all manner of topics that you can go back, and you can probably watch those videos until my next live stream, and then you can ask some more questions if you want. How do you like that? 3 o'clock, it's almost 4 o'clock now in North Carolina. We're on the same time zone as New York City. We're just a hop, skip, and a jump south from New York City. A hop, skip, and a jump if you're in an airplane. It's about a 9-hour drive if you're in a car. So ask me how I know. So yeah, we started this at 3 o'clock our time. So yeah. All right, so this has been a lot of fun. I really like this violin. Please buy this violin. I like this because I'd like to get some more of these in. And if you buy this one, we can order another one. And that's how that works, okay? But I have a gig I need to get to. So I'm going to say toodaloo to everybody since we got a British violin. Toodaloo, mate. I will see you guys next week, okay? Everybody have a good week. Practice a lot. However much we're going to practice more than that.